The story begins with the inspiring journey of self-acceptance, courage, and resilience of a young girl. She navigates a world filled with challenges, emotions, and the need to feel enough in every sense. As we delve into her heartwarming journey, this tale will echo the sentiments of self-worth, inner strength, and the reminder that each of us is whole and worthy just as we are. In a world full of bright lights, bustling crowds, and a whirlwind of voices, there I stood, just one small person, trying to find my way. It felt like everyone around me had a place, a purpose, or a special gift, and sometimes I wondered, do I have a gift too? With every corner I turned, there seemed to be people with louder voices, bigger ideas, or talents that shone like stars in the night sky. But amid it all, I felt an emptiness, a longing to know that I, too, had something valuable to share. At school, I would watch my friends excel in sports, music, and arts. Each of them seemed to know exactly who they were meant to be, and I admired them with all my heart. Every day was an adventure in watching others shine, but sometimes I couldn't help but feel like a shadow following behind. I wanted to belong, to be seen, and most of all, to be enough. I remember one particular day when our teacher, Mrs. Rivera, gave us an assignment that seemed impossible. She asked us to write about what made us unique. As my friend scribbled away, I sat in silence, feeling unsure of where to begin. How could I put into words something I didn't yet believe? That night, I lay in bed, thinking about the idea of enough. Was it a feeling, a goal, or a destination? A few weeks later, Mrs. Rivera handed back our assignments. Some students received smiles, others a proud nod, and as she made her way to me, I held my breath. She looked at my paper, then at me, and with a gentle smile she said, "You may not see it yet, but there's something remarkable in you." Her words settled in my heart, warm and comforting. It was a spark, a reminder that maybe I did have something special after all. On the playground later that day, I watched a group of kids playing. One of the younger kids had fallen and scraped his knee, tears streaming down his face. Instinctively, I rushed over and knelt beside him, offering him my hand and a comforting smile. In that small moment, I realized that strength wasn't just about being the fastest or the loudest. It was also about having a kind heart. I helped him to his feet, and together we found his friends. As I walked away, I felt a sense of pride and fulfillment. That night, I sat at my desk and wrote in my journal, "Today, I was enough." Each word felt like a victory, and as I closed my journal, I felt a surge of hope. As the days turned into weeks, I started to look for more ways to help those around me. Every small gesture, every word of kindness became a piece of the puzzle that made me whole. My heart grew stronger, filled with moments of giving and receiving, and slowly, I began to realize that being enough wasn't about being the best. It was about being myself. One afternoon, our class had a presentation, and each student had to speak about a topic they were passionate about. When my turn came, I felt my nerves creeping in. But as I looked around the room, I saw faces of friends, each of them rooting for me in their silent way. I took a deep breath and spoke from my heart about kindness, courage, and the power of believing in oneself. For the first time, my voice rang clear, filled with confidence and purpose. Yet, not every day was easy. Some days were filled with doubts that whispered, "You're not good enough," or "You don't belong." But each time those thoughts surfaced, I remember the people who had seen my kindness, my courage, and my heart. With every challenge, I learned to stand a little taller, to believe a little more deeply. One evening, after a particularly hard day, I sat with my journal, pouring my heart onto the pages. Writing helped me find clarity, and soon my words became affirmations, reminders that I was worthy and strong. I wrote, "I am enough, just as I am." Those words became my armor, protecting me from the doubts and fears that tried to steal my peace. As the seasons changed, so did I. I found joy in the smallest moments, in a friend's smile, a comforting hug, or a shared laugh. I realized that my worth wasn't defined by what I could or couldn't do, but by the love and compassion I carried in my heart. With every passing day, I grew more comfortable in my skin, and the girl who once felt small now saw herself as whole. One afternoon, I gathered my friends and shared with them my journey, my struggles, and the things I had learned. We laughed, cried, and encouraged one another, and in that circle of friendship, I felt an unbreakable bond. Together, we realized that each of us was enough, not because of what we could do, but because of who we were. Eventually, I felt brave enough to share my story with others. In my community, I started to speak about self-worth, kindness, and the power of believing in oneself. I saw the spark of recognition in the eyes of those who listened, and I knew that my words had the power to uplift and inspire. One young girl approached me after a talk and asked, "How did you learn to believe in yourself?" I smiled, remembering my journey, and told her, "It takes time, patience, and the courage to keep trying, even when it's hard." That night, as I looked up at the stars, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace and gratitude. I had found my voice, my strength, and most importantly, my place. As I stand here today, I know that my journey will continue, filled with highs, lows, and moments of growth. But one thing will always remain constant: I am enough. Each of us is enough, whole and complete, worthy of love, kindness, and every good thing life has to offer. And so, this is the message I carry forward. We are all enough, just as we are. We have the strength within us to face any challenge, the compassion to lift others, and the courage to believe in ourselves. Our worth is not measured by our accomplishments, but by the love we carry in our hearts. If this story has touched your heart and reminded you of your own inner strength, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world, and by subscribing, you'll be part of a journey filled with more inspiring stories, motivation, and positivity. Click that subscribe button and join our growing family today, because together we can remind the world that we are all enough, just as we are,